Okay, this will be part 4, which goes into the idea of what is then the universe, the single I, universe. Verse meaning more than one, right? More than one word, right? Bringing in a creation of several different ideas. So then the way that this place works, giving you your mirrored opposite type of reality off of the plane, you have what is called gravity, and what is referred to as gravity, which is nothing more than the magnetic field, straight down at 90 degrees, holding you straight down to the plane. And then, of course, reacting as you go out from that, as you think it would. You know, take a ball like I've told you before, and that will demonstrate that. Then to take the idea of what is called the twin peaks, and then mirroring those, will give you what looks like 4 sawtooth, 4 tops, 4 bottoms, all right? A sawtooth sound wave. Then if I then encapsulate that with then the gates I talked to you about in part 3, then those moving through, depending on the orientation, I'm going to flip it this way only to show you the idea that this can be turned on its side and presented to you as a ever expanding universe, the idea of a galaxy within a galaxy, or a galaxy within a cluster, this, that, and the other thing. You can see how then you could mistake that. Turning that on its side, then creating that flat plane within that same idea. All right, then you see how once you've started that plane, if you're going to create another plane, let's say from 8 to 9 down to 3, 2, and 3, that would then be a plane as well. Okay, so then you have planes of space, and then you have the idea of the luminaries, the heavenly luminaries, then going on their appointed courses, and then those courses changing over the seasons, thus bringing them up and down on their appointed rounds. All right. Then do you see how then this idea, if you look right at the center, you see the crooked stick idea, the wheel within the wheel within the wheel, which then creates, right, that full understanding of what is then called the world presented to you. Not only physically, but also what is put into your mind as being the truth of what is you're standing on, all right? But then reduce back down to where I started. Right, you'll see that then that covers. Now this is just a preclude. If you saw that was the sun cycle. Now this would be the moon cycle. All right, doing its course. I would like you to understand that this map will be, of course, added to and presented in several different aspects or views. To make sure you understand that all of this stuff in the center, all these colors and designations, are in fact seasons and times and courses. Okay? Then is also with the sun cycle being the same way, going on its appointed rounds, of course thinking of the idea of the perception of movement, and how this model with planes cutting across then adds in all of your celestial bodies. Everything's moving on its own plane. So then taking that down to the base model, and I'll go into this more on how this was built. You have the idea of the stadium, right? The idea of the eye. All right, I told you the universe is built like the eye. The flat plane is the color of the eye. The idea of all the activity, you know, the hills and valleys, yet it is built on a plane. Okay, you have to differentiate between a top and a bottom, right? On the top you have texture, you have mountains, hills, valleys, holes dug, steps, architecture. You also then see within this that you see the idea of the envelope, right in the center, the envelope. Do you see that? You draw a line, it's 2 lines down, that would be the idea of the envelope, and the captured sun symbol, or the crooked cross right in the center, i.e. the sun symbol.